past few years, collective research has debunked the popular myths that a high-fiber diet lifestyle can cause unfinished housework, late dinners, and neglected family members. In fact, continuing studies show that a high-fiber diet lifestyle may significantly improve the disposition of a crafter, creating a more contented home life. Furthermore, continued exposure can develop an ability to endure meetings, waiting rooms, school functions, and sporting events without experiencing the kind of boredom it makes one want to consume lead paint. Here are just a few ways one can properly increase daily fiber intake. Visit your local yarn store or shop online. Join online fiber communities. Tour sheep or alpaca farms. Attend fiber festivals. Or listen to the High Fiber Diet podcast. Please remember to spread your fiber intake throughout the day rather than trying to get it all in one shot. Stretching and resting is important, and your body will thank you.
Hi, this is Coggy, and welcome to the High Fiber Diet. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. One way or another, if you'd like to subscribe, buttons are right down below. It's been about a month, and I figured, I need to come back on here. I've got a little bit of finished objects, some work in progress, a few UFOs that are out. Just a little bit of fun. So welcome, and tuck in, get yourself something to drink, and pick up your project and get ready. There we go. Let's see. Let's start with finished objects. And I think my first finished object is a pair of socks. These are in opal. And it's the opal, I think it's a 6-ply. So they're like a DK weight. And I just did a standard 64 stitch cast on. I did 2 rounds of stockinette, and that way it curls at the top. I kind of like that. Then I went into 2x2 ribbing, and then some stockinette, and then I did a double moss stitch and some stockinette, and then I did some garter, and then I did a slip stitch heel gusset and come down to a rounded toe. And that pair is finished. And I really like them. Being selfish, all the socks here today that I finished are for me. Got rid of a bunch of socks at the beginning of winter. Just, it was time. They were well used and well loved. And I oh darn instead of darn. That means you hold them over the trash can and you go oh darn. And these are a replacement. These will be boot socks. And I'm really liking making the DK. In fact, I started a pair in, this is Chicken Lady Fiber Arts in her Dust Storm colorway. And this is the Hibernal pattern. I don't normally do pattern socks, but I've been in a kick. This is Hibernal by Summer Lee. It's the Hibernal DK. And I have both here, and basically it is a mock rib going down to the heel, and then I did my standard heel flap and gusset, and then I just did the mock cable along the top of the foot. And so it was 3 repeats all the way around. So on the top of the foot, when I did each one though, because as you can see, there's 2 on this side and 1 on this side. And so on this one, I did the opposite so that the 3 are spread out across the top of the foot, but one has a little bit closer to the edge on both sides, on both feet. So pulls in very nicely, but it does spread out and fit my foot. I have a wide foot, but I don't have an overly huge foot. The base of it is wide. So there we go. Both of those look really good. Again, that was Chicken Lady Fiber Arts in the Dust Storm in her DK sock. And this is Summer Lee and her Hibernal DK. So That's my second pair. Let's pull those off. I'm of course showing you these on a Hornshaw sock blocker. They have the handle on top so they can hang. I don't know if you can choose the colors on these anymore or not. You'd have to look at his website, Hornshaw Woodworks. I have the old wooden ones also, but these are the ones that are quick and easy to pull out. I also finished a pair of socks from the Area 51 UFO, which stands for Unfinished Object. And these were tube socks that I made and then put in an afterthought heel. They're not matchy-matchy, but they do sort of match up except in the heel. So there's one. These are off of Felici from Knit Picks, size 2 needles. No, the tube was done on a size 1 needle. And the heels and toes were done on size 2 just because that's what I had in DPNs. The others were done 2 at a time on Magic Loop, and that's not my favorite way of doing socks. So when I pulled them back out, the reason they hadn't been finished was I had the Magic Loop 2 at a time, so I put them 1 at a time on DPNs and just got them whipped out and finished. Now I did at each changeover of color, when it started to change the color, I started with a slip stitch at the first and then slip knit all the way around. And so like right here, you can tell that the color change was there. So that was the first one was slip, and then it moves forward from there. So not all these line up because it depends on where the color changes as to where I started. And I did a full round of slip knit. I did a standard 2x2 at the top. This one did not have the 2 rows of stockinette that I normally do. These were cast on ages ago. So I just had to finish the toes on each and put in the heel. And so these are true afterthought heel. So I snipped them and then pulled out and put in my double points. And so these are, I think it's the Mosaic colorway from Felici. I don't know if they still make, I think Felici has, every time they say they're going away, they're not going away. So look on the website. It's Knit Picks. I love the Felici socks. I like the type of fiber that it's done from. So I still have probably 10 or 12 more pairs up there in my stash to get done. But these are, I didn't use the full skeins. I think it is in this bag. Yeah, so I still have a bit of yarn from each skein that I could have made them taller. I didn't want to. They're fine with me. I throw them under jeans, and they're little short socks. Not shorties, but short socks. So that's fine with me. So those are my 3 pairs of socks that are completed. And then I also, out of the UFO bin, Area 51, I pulled out a project that I probably started, stopped, and everything, ripped out 2-3 times. Finally found some extra yarn in Rapid City and decided this is what I'm going to do. So this was the Patriotic colorway from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. Get the words out. Blech. Just, spit them out. Where did I put that? I just had a cone of yarn. I don't know where it got put. Where did I put the cone of yarn? If you see a cone of yarn, holler at me because I'm not seeing it. But anyways, this I did out of the mini set that I ordered probably 3 years ago. And then I picked up a cone of a cotton slub that is a blue and white. It's mostly white with a blue carry along that was done on this cone. And again, I don't know where I just set it because I just had it, so I have no idea. But I decided just to do a granny square. And this granny square was both sides, so every time I came to the end, which I did in a corner, I would do half the corner and then do the square and then finish off the last corner when I came around. And so there's just as much blue here as there is red on the outside. It's just this one, you know, is not as wide because there's more stitches going around. But this came out, how big is this? I mean, I know it's baby blanket size, but put that at a 0. And I have not blocked this yet. So I would say that it is 45 inches square once it'll be blocked. And it's not a bad size for a baby blanket. Did not do rectangular, but the yarn that I'm talking about, the blue that I carried along, when I got to the edge of the red, I did this as a 3. It was coming off the cone, so what I did was I stretched it out like a crochet chain, and then I crocheted with it, and then I stretched it out again, so taking it from 1 ply to 3 ply, just to get the same thickness that I had when it was just the sock yarn and that yarn. So it's a bit of a thinner carry along, but it worked really well with this, and I like the way that it played with the blue and with the lighter pink colors into the red, and I just carried it all the way up. And so this will go into my gift bin once it's washed and blocked. It's superwash yarn and it's cotton viscose blend, so it will be easy to be washed and nice and soft. And so this will be a gift to some baby somewhere. Not sure where yet, but I'm of the age that all of Boo's friends are having kids and things like that, so it will get used. It will. So I think that's it on my words and things. On my finished objects. I have quite a few on the go projects. So what have I been working on? Some I've shown you in the past, some I haven't. We'll just go with that. So the first, I have a PhD project half done, and that would be this pair of socks. Let me pull this out. This is I'm calling them my Lent socks. I want them done for Lent, and as I'm listening to my Bible study each day, I'm working on a project or something, and so these were part of that. I did my own type of short row heel on that. These, the blue is Mad Tosh from a birthday set, same with the gray Mad Tosh sock. I should have, yep, I do. The color is from Somerset Yarns, and it is After the Storm. And I figured with the sky blues and the stormy grays, and then the After the Storm in the middle, I thought it played well with Lent and everything. And reading the Bible chronologically, I was about at Noah's when I started this. So this is the colorway. And again, I do a different kind of short row heel. It's a German short row, but I also swing in the middle and do 2 rows so that it elongates it just a little bit. And so you have that. It's not really the Fish Lips Kiss heel because that's completely different. This is just one that I've done in the past and I like. So it fits my heel well. And so I have finished one, and then I have the weest part, and I'm doing these on sock sticks. I think they're from Lantern Moon is my sock sticks. I love my sock sticks. These are size 2, and typical 64 stitch cast on for me. And you saw how it knit up, but I have a nice ball size on this. And this is being held in my Rugrats bag. And that is from Molly Klein Designs. And I do have the yarn that goes with this bag, and I need to get that going on a pair of socks. So I just got Sock Mojo lately. It works for me. So those are going. What else do I have going on down here? In my poo bag from Stitch by Jessalou, I have, let's see, the yarn is Luminosa from Cascade. I believe it's the Tiger Eye colorway. And I have separated for the sleeves on this and tried it on and love it. So I am right there. And just a standard raglan, nothing fancy, just nice and fuzzy and warm. And it'll be for next year because I can see that winter's mostly going away. Not that Michigan says, you know, it'll start again. Never know. Wait 5 minutes, just like anywhere else, right? So that's my own pattern. It's just a raglan. Nothing major. If you really want to do a raglan, the Incredible Raglan calculator is out there and they're easy to do. I do short rows in there and just, you know, I know what fits me. So that works for me. Then, let's see. I needed a little bit of a palette cleanser, so I picked up a couple things. I have a whole bunch of yarn up there that I had originally bought to make a Christmas afghan out of, and then promptly quit that. But I have a whole ton of this Brava from Knit Picks, and I really like the hexagon things right now, but I was looking and I like the one from both Tin Can Knits and from Isolde. And so I was like, which do I want to do? Do I want to do the one that looks like a star, or do I want to do the one that looks like a flower? So I decided to do both and worked the one up that looks like a star. And I really like the way it came out. And so I worked the one up that looks like a flower. And I really like the way it came out. And I'm like, how close in size are these? Now, the one that looks like a star did not have the two color. The one that looks like a flower did. And so I did it two colored on both. And they are within one row of being the same size. And I think just blocking it will get them to where they're the same size. And if I do this cream as the main background color, I have like 8 skeins of this cream, and then I have a whole bunch of the different colors that I can throw together in flowers and in stars. And I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. So they take a size 8 needle. I start with double points using a pinhole cast on, or is it Emily Ochre? I believe it is the cast on by Emily Ochre, the pinwheel. That's an easy cast on. And then you just knit out. And of course the flowered one has lots of lace. And the star one has some lace, but mostly garter at the edges. And so I think it will be resting points. And as long as I'm not putting them side by side, and I do colors just kind of interspersed, could do all the stars on one side and all the flowers on the other so that it kind of transitions down. I don't know. I'm just going to make enough that when I need a palette cleanser, this will be my palette cleanser for right now. So I have that going. Again, in Brava from Knit Picks, and this is just out of my stash. It's going to be a stash buster. That's what I wanted, so that's what I'm doing. But I also picked up, and this is not in a bag, I just have it in a in the bag it came in from Joann's, I picked up, and I think I talked a little bit about this last time, the Red Heart granny squares. And from what I understand, you get 15 squares out of each one. I was thinking there was only 9, but somewhere on here it says that you will get 15 in here, or at least that's what I've been hearing. Might be 14, not sure. But I have 2 of this blue color and 1 of this pink. And just trying to see if I can see where it says how many. Yeah, I'm not reading it. That's okay. I made up some of these. Now, these are a lot like the intentional color pooling that I had been doing with the Red Heart Super Saver Neon Stripes. And I have that going, and it's the plaid one that I've shown you before. But these, if you want it to work out, you really have to look at, you're either going to make some looser, you're going to make some tighter, you're going to get it to where you're not going to have weird stitches. Like this one ended on the blue that should be the center here. But other than that, I got it to the point where it was really, really consistent. Excuse me. And out of 1 skein so far, I have 7 in the blue. And then the second skein I'm into, I have 2. So if I'm going to do blue and pink, I think it's going to kind of come out like, oh, sorry about that. Had to go get a drink. What I was saying was, I think these will come out with only a spattering of these and twice as many of these. It'll come out like Monet's watercolor, and that's what I'm kind of looking at and thinking it'll be cool together. Just sort of mixing. I am doing these with 2 different size hooks. Let's see. One of them is a 5.5 and the other one is a 6.0. And I think on the back of this, it calls for a 5.5, which is an I. And depends on if I have to go tighter or looser. And I would rather change the hook size than hurt my hand by either tightening up or loosening up. So let the tool do the work, not your hand and having all the issues that I had in the past. I'd rather just, let the tool do its work. So I don't know how fast that will get done, but I will probably either whip stitch or mattress stitch those together once I get them all done. I'm not going to do it on the go because I want to lay them out and see where I want how many together and things like that. I want to see what it looks like. So while I was up, this had fallen behind the camera. And so this is the yarn that I was talking about. It's very fine, very thin. And it's a blue and white speckle with slubs. And I had picked this up in Rapid. It was $2 for the cone. And it's an acrylic nylon poly viscose cotton. It is extremely soft. And when I did a swatch in it, it bloomed and softened up even more. And so I know with that baby blanket, it's going to be very soft as a carry along yarn. So other whips. So in this bag, I have one that I haven't even cast on yet because I haven't cast off. It will be another pair of socks. And this will be in the hot chocolate colorway from this is from Sweet Mountain Crafts. And this will be the heels, toes, and cuff. And this will be the main sock, and these are DK weight, and I just don't have them going yet. I'm using this as my sock bag right now. It's, you know, keeping going, just replenishing. In this bag, I have my sister's Outlander shawl, and I am on the second ball of Brava in brown. She wanted washable, so that was what I had in my stash. I am doing this on size 9 Chiagus, and I have changed it from the every other of increases to every row increasing. It is 4 increases on one side and 2 increases on the other, and that's, you can see that it's increasing at a different rate. It's going to make larger wings so that she'll be able to tie it. And I think when I'm done with this ball, I will be able to then put in the stripes on the others and make it so that it's big enough for her. It may take a third ball. I will just measure it as I come to it. So I have plenty of this brown. I think I have a full 10 pack, and so this, I'm only on number 2. Just depends. But this bag is from Jackie Tremblay, and it was from a swap. I love it. And this is kind of my to-go knitting if I don't have a sock going right now. So that's that one. Then another project I pulled out, this one again out of the UFO bin, is my Whitmore sweater. And my Whitmore is done out of Friend yarn from Hobie. There's the merino and the kid silk, and 2 different colors. One very sky bluey, one more of a denim blue. Coming together, it makes this beautiful marl. I finished the sleeves off. I decided just do a short sleeve, and that works for me. And I'll get those blocked out and they'll be just fine. They just came off the needles. I did go down, this is being done on a size 9. I went down to an 8 for the ribbing. And now I'm just stockinetting forever. I think I'm 6 inches in. I think so. From the bottom. Yeah, I'm 6 inches from where I cast on, and I want at least 15 before I do ribbing. So that's where I am on that. And so I want this done as quickly as possible. It's been my at night watching a movie or a show or YouTube or whatever. And I have this being held in my Cozy Sky, Cozy Sky company. This is my beehive bag. And very happy with that going right now. It's a nice thing to just sit back and not have to think. The sweater that I wore last episode has been claimed by one of my sisters. And so because I did my sister one, I have to do my other sister one, because that's just how it works. And so I went and picked up more yarn, and this is being done in, this was out of stash. This is Woolies in, what color is it? Blue Heather from Lion Brand Woolies. And the yarn that I am working with is Karen Colorama Halo, perfect phasing in beet red. And so it goes from the peachies into a purpley. And this is done bottom up. So I started with the outside of the ball of the first ball. And on this one, instead of having patch pockets, let's see, where am I? This is the top. So instead of having patch pockets on this one, I decided to do an inset pocket. So I just stopped crocheting across and then crocheted a chain and left enough room that I can put a drop down actual pocket in. And so I will be doing that a little bit different from what the pattern is. This is the Magnus cardigan, and I decided I'm making me a different one. I'm not doing the phasing on that, and I'll show you the yarn in a little bit when I make mine. But all the way on the bottom, I did not do where normally with mosaic you go across and you break the yarn and go across. No, I went across with the one color, went across with the next color, came back. And so all the way up to the armpits, I did not break yarn. Once I have to separate for the armpits, I had to break yarn, so all of this will have to be wound in. I have, let's see, I'm supposed to go to 12, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 done so far. So I have 3 more sets, so 6 more rows on each. So when I go across, I'm going across from one edge all the way across the back and all the way by breaking yarns in between, so that that row corresponds to the whole thing. And then I will do the arms going down. I'll do 1 row, 1 row, 1 row, 1 row, and so they pretty much look the same going down, and that way it kind of blends all together. That's what I did with the last one as well. And so I have the full body done, and I just need the top of the shoulders done, and then I need to do the arms, and then I will put the pockets in the blue. And again, this is the Magnus cardigan. It's crocheted. I think I'm using a J hook. I'd have to look, but I think it's a J hook. But everybody gets gauged differently, so sometimes I wonder if I should even say this size needles, or, you know. And I prefer boy needles over Bates needles, so it's just the type of hook. I prefer this inline compared to the more squared off. I don't like the one that's more squared off. So I have that going as well. Now, I was talking about mine. Now, this is in a bag that Lori got for me. It's from the Born Fuzzy Boutique. I love this bag. It holds a sweater or a blanket's worth right in there. I love it. And, of course, the lammies and everything, perfect for Easter time, so it fits. And now I am covered in fur. That's just how it goes, right? So, talking about the sweater I'm going to do for me, I had the white, and it's a cream color white, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use this because I have enough, or if I'm going to use black. So I went and picked up black woolies, and I picked up enough to do it. The color that I'm going to be doing is the scarfie that's actually called for in the pattern, and I'm doing pink to silver. And it's a kind of a variegated stripey instead of color fading like the others. So I don't know if it will be better to do this or if that looks too yellow alongside that gray, or if I should do the black. And so I want to swatch a little bit and see, but I have enough yarn. But I decided this was the yarn that I was going to do mine out of instead of the Colorama again. So I have enough of all of these to do that. And while I was at it and picking up yarn, I wanted to do a summer weight sweater. And so this is a single, and this is Muyan, and says machine wash cold. Not exactly sure what the fiber is. There we go. Linen. This is a linen and wool blend. and it's in this beautiful peachy kind of color of the year color, but I love peach, so I really like that. And I got enough that I can do at least a sweater or a summer top out of. So there's that. And then I have no idea what this is going to be, but I couldn't pass up this yarn. This is again a cotton mix. I think this is a cotton acrylic blend. And this one again is a singles plied. But I love the way, and I want to swatch with this and see exactly what it's going to come out to be. I don't know how it's going to knit up or crochet up, one of the two. But it's nice and light. And then more of a fall type sweater. This one is also by Moan. And this is an alpaca wool nylon, 28% alpaca, 25% wool, 47% nylon. And this is in a denim blue. And this is
material
more
combination of 47% cotton, 25% polyester, and 28% nylon is described.
Of course Echo's listening to me. Echo, quiet. So this is more of a floof yarn, and I don't know, can you see that? Can you see the halo? I think you can. But I don't know if I'm going to carry this along with something or if I'm going to try and just knit with this even. I don't know. I haven't decided, but I have 10 balls of that. And let's see, what are they? I don't know that it even tells me the yardage on it. No, I'd have to look it up. But on top of that, I ordered from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. I had talked about having her swatching her little sample box that looked like little candies. And I fell in love with the leghorn color, or the leghorn weight of yarn. And so this is, it says bulky, but I'd say it's, you know, a really heavy Aran. I mean, it's gonna bloom, so probably a bulky. But this is another gray hair. Is the colorway on that. And for a pop of color to go with it is Razzle Dazzle. And so I bought a sweater's quantity so I can, you know, mix the two, do some sort of color work at the top, and have a nice winter sweater for next year. So I need to get this going as well, because God knows I start a sweater, I get to the yoke, and then I put it down. That's just what I do these days. And one of these days I'll actually knit something all the way through. Probably not. Yeah. So I have that pulled out, and I really like that. If you haven't joined, if you haven't bought from Chicken Lady, you really should. It's really good quality yarn. She does amazing dyes, and I love her colors. She just got done doing one that was a puppy dog, and the colors of it reminded me of Neapolitan ice cream, the brown, the white, and the pink. It was just so wonderful. But while I was going through some of my stash, which, as you can see, I have plenty, and I'm like, what do I want to do next? Well, I've used this concentric yarn, which is 100% baby alpaca. And I've used this in the past, and I made, out of the gray and pink, I made a Friday shrug. Well, I have enough here. I want to say these are almost 400 yards. yeah, it's 400 meters of 200 grams. And this is a worsted weight. When you pull it out, it is an unspun 4-ply. And as you can see, it color gradiates. Well, I have 3 of them. And that's 1,200 yards. Ish. Probably a little bit more because a meter is longer than a yard. I don't know if I should do a sweater out of this because that would be amazing, but I know it's 100% alpaca and I don't know that I want to deal with the length that it's going to grow, or if I should just do a really big shawl that's going to be like a blanket. I just know that it is so soft and I want to do something. So if you have any thoughts as to what I should make out of this, like I said, it is a worsted weight. It is an unspun. So as you knit with it, you're kind of plying it. I mean, well, each one of these are plied, but the 4 are not plied together. And so I think it's going to be gorgeous. I just don't know what to make out of it. And I'm trying to go, okay, I need to knit down. And yeah, I just bought some yarn. But as Sarge put it the other day to me is, I can stop buying yarn the day after he buys his last bout of ammo. So that'll probably be when he dies. So I am good on buying yarn right now. As long as I don't spend too much, you know, the bills have to be paid, that kind of stuff. But I haven't decided exactly what I want. I may just do a simple, no decrease sleeve sweater that I know will grow and allow it to grow and just have an oversized, fun boho kind of sweater. And that may work for me. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, what is that sweater that's out by My Favorite Things? Is it My Favorite Things? I don't know. Maybe it's Petite Knit. I don't know. It's like the cloud sweater or something like that that I really like. But it could just, again, just be a raglan that I do, or a top-down yoke, because I have all these books that I need to be going through. And I guess it's what I feel like knitting or crocheting at that point. And it will probably be knit because I prefer alpaca knit to alpaca crochet. That's just a personal choice. So I think the only thing I have to talk about now is my spinning. And my spinning right now is on my Hanson e-spinner. Let's see if I can pull this up very easily. And I went to plug this in the other day and my regular cord doesn't work. So right now I have to use my battery pack with it. I don't know if in the move it got squished or what, but I'm going to have to order. My foot pedal still works, but my plug-in for the wall does not work. So I do have the battery pack, so I'm using that. I am doing off of Cabin Fibers. I think it's Cabin Fibers. She's no longer dying. But she did an Americana colorway, and I broke it up into 1/2. And then I did fractal. I did 2/4. No, I did 1/2, and then I did 1/2 of the other half into 2 pieces, and 1/2 of the other half into 3. So when I spin this, I'm going to spin this one first. Then I will spin one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these. And so it will do differently when it is 2-plied back on each other. This is Polworth, so it's going to have a Polworth plump. This is the beginning of the burgundy. I do have the woolly winder on this, so it's very smooth to come across for me. And I just sat down the other day and just doing the motion of, because I'm inchworming this short forward draw, and just getting back into spinning. the prep on this is lovely. It has sat for a bit, so it's kind of condensed down some. So I did have to do a little bit of pre-drafting, but that's okay. I think it's coming out fairly nice. I'm looking for a DK weight with a 2-ply. That's what I'm going for. And I'm just spinning for fun. So that's the process that I'm going with. My ladybug, I have to get a new foot on, so I haven't been spinning on it. Somehow one of the feet on the bottom got lost, so I need to order from the company a new foot, and I just need to get on the website and get that ordered. So no big deal. But this is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams of weight. And yeah, I think that's all on knitting and spinning that I have to talk about. We've had a month of blah. I came down very sick. I had influenza. Finally got over that. Been working as much as I could from home at that point in time, not going out much, but I'm back on the mend. But now the kids and grandkids are down with it. Today we had a family brunch. We're trying to get together as a family once a month. And because, I mean, we live within driving of each other, but we never see each other because we never take time. And just seeing each other at holidays, that's not why I moved back. So we've kind of set up to where each time we're going to a different restaurant, and we're doing an 11 a.m. brunch, and on Sunday once a month. And next month, of course, Easter is the last Sunday, so we'll be doing it on a Saturday instead. But it's really been nice to see everybody. Even though you don't get to talk with everybody all the time, you do get to spend a little bit of time, and you get to talk with each person a little bit differently. You know, you never know what's going to happen with your family, and the more you see them, the better it is. For the most part, you know, there's times you don't want to see family, and I get that. I wish I had more time for my family. Hopefully this summer I'll be going out to New York and seeing one of my brothers, and his son's getting married. So in fact, I need to see about getting the wedding Afghan going on that. But I don't have a whole heck of a lot else to talk about. It's kind of a show me thing and then move on, because yeah, I have some thoughts. I now have the overhead camera holder so that I'll be able to do some actual tutorial videos. I don't know how that'll go. It just depends on if I do it or not. I haven't decided. If you want to see something and something I've suggested, or like somebody asked, how do you use a sock ruler? And I have this sock ruler that is from Sockies, and I don't even know if they're still in production. This is really nice because it had babies, kids, little ones, big ones, hers and his on sizing. So you had the women's 10, which equals a man's 8.5, and you know, and then I just kind of marked it where mine and Sarge's were. And this is the one that I use for my socks. There was also one on, what other things? I forget. But I'm also looking at starting back up my spin challenge, which was the different breeds. And I think I have 40 different breeds. And if I can find that and get that going as soon as my wheels are back to where I can use them all the time, then I will get that going. But until next time, check your checkbook before starting the high fiber diet. Have a great rest of the month. Bye-bye.